Okay. Alien time. Okay. What's up, ML? And we're back. Um, hmm. Okay, we got a couple things going on, a couple clips. Let's see where we're gonna go. There's two little. So Fox 26 released a little snippet at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. They're gonna release. It's supposed to be live, so we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch live and see if it comes out. I guess at 10. Um, but in the meantime, we do have these two clips we can watch and a couple little bits of information that we can talk about. If you guys could hit like, I'd appreciate that. And also, I guess we'll do a sync test. Let me just make sure we're running good. Looking funny over here. Make sure we're good. Okay, we're good. Amazing. You guys get notifications? Oh, I closed out the wrong thing by accident. Oh, crap. Let me open it back up. Oh, they're going to keep putting out little teasers and clips. We're going to have to wait till like tomorrow till they release this crap. Here's 5 seconds. Check back later. Let's check out the small snippet and then we'll look at the longer one. Oh, welcome back. Thanks. Yeah, I did a little exercise. I squeezed it in. I ran a little bit. Just up and down the stairs, that's all. Elizabeth, thank you so much for gifting those memberships. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. So kind of, you've been dropping it. Yeah, I try to reset sometimes when I come back on. I try to like reset my brain if possible. This crazy crap, you gotta like reset yourself. You know what I mean? You feel like we're roommates? I ran a little bit. The groceries came. Oh, we gotta watch Grizzly too. Grizzly Hood News that he is now with family, not the mom. All right, we're gonna check that out as well. Grizzly. Elizabeth, thank you so much. All right, so let's check out this little snippet from Fox. They're gonna drop the rest in a little bit, I guess.
He would make him sleep in the bed with her.
Is that Sync?
And he said that she made him play daddy.
Well,
Amazing.
Fox 26 News was there yesterday, just moments after community activist Quanell spoke about this case, recounting his conversation with Rudy and the allegations of sexual abuse. Claims that were disputed by investigators earlier today. Now, we caught up with Quanell to get his reaction.
My problem with that, Chief, is your detective sat right there with me.
Oh! Can we get a clip for that? Oh, is it synced? It's synced. Good. Good. I'm glad. I think we kind of isolated it. I don't know if it's the driver thing or not, but I think it's when my computer goes into deep sleep. It has issues when it wakes back up. It's not happy. I need to restart, but it looks like we're doing good. Great.
For an hour and 15 minutes and heard every word come out of Rudy's mouth about what took place at home with his mother.
Wow. So okay, we're waiting for that. They say at 10 o'clock. Let me show you the post. Matthew Seedoff. Happening now. We're sitting down with Quanell X to discuss Rudy Farias, including details he says he didn't disclose Wednesday. So he's going to drop the fire. So it's going to be on Fox. I guess so 9 p.m. their time is 10 our time, my time. I was going to say live. What's this shit live?
Has something for everyone. The friendships I've made.
All right, so we'll leave it there live. There's another clip too from Cuomo. I don't know if we should play it or we should just wait and watch this thing. I don't miss it. Please tell me you will take a few chat phone calls tonight for this. I mean, if people are actually gonna call, I'll do it. Sometimes nobody calls. But if they want to call.
It's describing biological women. Is it social media? Just times are changing. My next guests talk about how offensive words such as bleeders and chest feeders became common when referring to natural-born women by members of the trans community.
Some Kohlberger shit.
And can you talk a little bit about that, the evolution and
breastfeeders and bleeders? Hi, bleeder. That's such a weird thing. Why? Elizabeth Mayer, they said that in one in your other video, Rudy wanted to just talk to Quanell X, and the detective asked if they could be in there. Yeah. Quanell's saying, though, what he's trying to say is that they acting stupid here in this press conference when he was sitting right there. Breastfeeders. Such a, I don't know, it just sounds disgusting. I mean, there's nothing wrong with breastfeeding. I like that. But, it's just weird. Breastfeeders. Just say woman or whatever, right? I don't know. Bleeders. And now we were talking about the other day too, they say bonus holes now. The other term, we're gonna call them a vagina bonus hole to be non-offensive. What the hell is that? It's just a lot of bored people with nothing to do. That's what it is. All right, so let's do. All right, so let me see. I just don't want to miss. We got 4 minutes. Let's listen to a little bit of this. Let's see.
His mother had held him captive for 8 years, drugged him, and used him as a sex slave. Never heard anything like it, if it's true. Police are saying now, well, he was only missing for 1 day, and that Farias and his mother, Janie, had deceived cops for years. Oh, really? Why did it take you so long to figure that out? Let me show you the timeline.
Almost going for them.
This is our new beautiful studio. I can do this kind of stuff. I can walk around and do different things that make it easier for you to consume information.
Okay.
March 6, 2015, they say he's missing. March 7th, 2015, the mom reports Rudy missing. September 2018, relative calls 911 to say Rudy is not missing. That's 2018, okay? We're in 2023 now. The cops investigate, don't find Rudy. Really? Even though there become increasing and regular reports that Rudy is around the neighborhood. June 29th, 2023, he's finally found outside his Houston church. July 5th, Rudy and the mother admit he hasn't been missing. Now, all right, so it's just about the mom and maybe the kid, and they did this. It's on them.
No, call-ins are not. You guys don't have to pay for a call-in. The line's not open yet. After, let's watch everything that's coming out. But it's you just dial your regular your phone number. You just call in. And you wait.
Here's why. Here's why it's worse than that. It's more than that, okay? The mother was given all kinds of information that should have been red flags like they were for this person you're going to meet tonight who was a private investigator on the story. Rudy is 18 years old. The mother said he's 17. Got his date wrong, got his birthday wrong.
Oh, okay. They've been watching. Okay.
Rudy was reported seen in the neighborhood.
But they got that on Facebook.
But again and again. The mother told people it was her nephew. The cops took her at her word. They don't even check.
Oh.
Cops stopped Rudy and his mother numerous times, but accepted the fake names that they gave. Are you serious? And this is in Houston. It's not like in some one-light town in the middle of the country somewhere, right? Some backwater. This is a real metropolis, okay?
Yeah, you ain't in the backwoods.
A backpack was found. The mother says, oh, yeah, it's Rudy's.
And it's
it winds up not being Rudy's and belonging to an obviously much younger boy. All of this just kind of went away. All right. I want to bring in somebody who really made a difference in this kid's life in terms of getting the truth back out here. Human rights activist, Quanell X.
I was telling you guys, I guess he was going to wait until he got into a big media platform, which I guess makes sense.
Hey, Quanell, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for your role in the situation.
Thank you for having me, sir.
So, what do you believe the truth is about Rudy's situation?
Initially, when the mother first reached out to me, she said that she felt investigators were intimidating her and harassing her and that she was concerned about her son's well-being. And so when she called me, when it was time to meet with the investigators, I went in with a strict open mind, believing that maybe the mother was being harassed and law enforcement was being a little bit more insensitive. Well, come to find out, what she told me the day before was not matching up to what she was telling investigators on yesterday. When they were questioning her, she told me that the gentleman that had been seen around her house was an ex-boyfriend, but during interrogation with law enforcement, she told them in my presence that the gentleman was her nephew. But also, her family had already indicated to us there was no nephew who was ever there. So once we saw Rudy Rudy was clutching her leg. She said Rudy was unresponsive, that he was nonverbal. But when we were able to remove Rudy from her, he said, well, I want Quanell X to stay in the room with me. I said, okay, and looked at the investigator. He said, no problem, fine, it's his choice. So when we removed her, the kid opened up. Took about maybe 5 minutes, but he opened up. And one of the things that he first said that stood out to me was, I just wanted to be free. I felt like a slave. He went on to say that she told him that you now got to be my husband. I'm going to now call you daddy of the house now. And she also convinced him that law enforcement was looking for him to arrest him, that he had warrants for his arrest for running away from home, and that if they caught him, he was going to jail.
Quanell,
so she conditioned him to believe, yes.
Conditioned him to believe, meaning just through words, or do you think that he was abused by his own mother physically?
Oh, she did a lot more than that. She gave him drugs. She provided him with mushrooms, other type of drugs. Also, he admitted those things.
Black folks were
Sorry. I'm just keeping the news up.
It's really the mosquito that's the deadliest animal in the world.
Tracking disease-carrying mosquitoes.
I just want to make sure we don't miss
lockdown where malaria could spread. That story's just minutes away. But first, more questions than answers.
Here we go. Hold on.
Houston police update the public on the Rudy Farias.
Just want to make sure we don't miss this.
Plus, skeletal remains found inside a barbecue pit at a Southside Houston
in a barbecue
last
pit.
year. Now,
we'll get back to this.
We hear from the family tonight. And have you logged on yet? The new social media site, Threads, is weaving.
Threads. You guys on Threads? Follow me on Threads, by the way. It's a useless app.
Have an account coming up. We give you the news you need to know for tonight and tomorrow in the first 15. Fox 26.
And Elon trying to sue. He's threatening to sue Facebook over that.
I'm Caroline Collins. Tonight,
we're continuing
to follow the case
of
Rudy Farias.
All right, let's check it out.
He was reported missing when he was just a teen 8 years ago. But now police confirm with Fox 26 he was with his mother this whole time. The story is getting pretty complicated because of different reports of what actually happened. Police say there are no signs of any abuse while Rudy was with his mom, contrary to what was said Wednesday from community activist Quanell X. Police did say that a false missing persons report was made. Detectives say that Rudy was reported missing on March 7th, 2015, but returned home the next day. Meanwhile, Fox 26's Matthew Seedorf is leading us off tonight from East Houston, where Rudy is now staying, and with a shocking interview that you'll see only on Fox. Matthew.
Sorry, Caroline, we don't want to name where we are tonight just to keep Rudy safe, but he is apart from his mom. Now, today, police contradicted what local activist Quanell X said yesterday, and tonight he's responding in an interview you'll see only on Fox.
Well, not really, but
every word I said came directly out of Rudy's mouth.
In a dramatic, exclusive Fox 26 interview, Houston activist Quanell X not backing down from what he says Rudy Farias told detectives.
He said she would make me sleep in the bed with her, and I did not want to sleep in the bed with her. He said, and she told me that I had to I had to be her husband now.
Based on Rudy's interview, there were no reports of sexual abuse reported.
Houston police Thursday confirming Rudy returned home shortly after being reported missing 8 years ago. What happened those 8 years and the relationship between Rudy and his mother, still a mystery.
I interviewed him, and no, there was no... I'm trained to listen for probable cause. I'm trained to listen for statements that can help me get charges or move forward with a case. And no, there was no statements made during this investigation so far.
That detective heard the facts. Now, why he's saying that, I don't know. But he heard the same exact thing I heard.
We were outside Wednesday as hotel staff pushed us back. Quanell says he showed Rudy his car to build trust. Then the two went back inside to meet with police. Rudy, are you doing all right? The mood from hotel staff quickly changed. I was allowed inside, and without cameras, I met exclusively with Rudy's mom about what she described as her son's miraculous story of survival after 8 years missing. She didn't think he was up to speaking with police, that he had been through a lot. And then she left the room.
When she rushed from you she rushed and barged her way in the room. She starts badgering him about, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? If you tell him about what I did, if you tell him about the abuse, I'll kill myself. That's what she said, and several of us standing at the door heard her say it to him.
I felt the great presence. I felt my mom with us. It was beautiful.
Rudy's aunt, Pauline Sanchez, hugging Rudy Thursday for the first time since 2015.
He's okay.
The 25-year-old now staying with friends instead of his mom. Has your perception changed after meeting him and seeing him today?
My perception has not changed. I still feel that he's traumatized. He's gone through a lot. And I still feel that further actions need to be taken.
You can't force a potential victim of a missing person, okay, with nothing else to come in and give a statement.
Houston police continuing their investigation, as we now know Rudy was not actually missing the last 8 years.
No mother does what she did to that young man.
Quanell tells me that he is holding a press conference tomorrow with the family as they continue pushing
Press
for
conference
answers.
tomorrow. This will be back
We're live
tomorrow
on the
too.
East Side tonight. Matthew
Man, this thing
Cedar
is not
Fox
ending. Never
26
ending.
News.
I wish they would
Matthew,
show.
thank you for that report. Now go ahead and scan this QR code. This is going to take you to where you can download the.
I wish they would show the full interview. Like I mean, it's TV, so they got to do this, I guess. Hopefully, maybe they'll release it on YouTube or something. So Quanell's doing a press conference tomorrow. Sound like he's going hard, double downing, not backing down.
Did get a good amount of rain and.
Quanell not buying the bullshit. All right, we'll take a look at. We'll start over with because he did an interview too with Cuomo. I don't know if they're gonna put out more as well. We'll just get right to Quanell's part. But damn, so what's going on, man? Quimby, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, why did the cops say he's back with mom? Who's lying? No, we're gonna get to Grizzy's video too. She confirmed that he's safe with family, I guess. But they're also saying now that this lady, the mother, Janie, is stalking the son, Rudy. So we're gonna get to that in a second. Janie Santana lurking around where Rudy stays. Hell no to the no. Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can pull that up. Maybe we'll take a look at this real quick. Hood News exclusive. She over here. She's putting in work. Grizzy, make sure you guys follow her on Facebook. She over here putting in work. Janie Santana lurking around the area where Rudy stays. Damn, she obsessed.
Janie just pulled up to where this young man has, he's being protected at. Oh, man, this stuff is crazy. This is Janie's rental. And I hope she gets the notification. I haven't blocked her off my page yet.
Was Janie's rental? Was she in the car? She's not in the car? I walk up to her.
That's the ride that
But she carried her too, right? Supposedly the family say I think she got 2 guns.
Janie's going around in. What's up with it, Hood News peeps? She just passed by and she doesn't know I'm behind her.
Uh-oh. Pull up.
That's Janie right there,
where
friends.
you going, Janie? Pull up. We on you, Janie. Oh, hell nah. You a creeper. She's trying to get back the son. Probably sees him as like property. Oh, shit. Stalker being stalked. Oh, roll back.
She's going real fast now.
Oh, she's going fast.
Slow down.
Pick it up. I just speed up. Oh, damn. That boy got a stalker.
This is Rudy Farias' mom.
Oh, she tailed it. Oh, Texas is gonna be looking for her. She has weapons in the car. Oh, yeah. They might pop your ass and be like, "Oh, I fear for my life." So we want Grizzly to be careful.
Macario Garcia. Okay, I see her over there. She's not gonna get out of my sights.
Uh-oh.
That was live. Let me let y'all go, friends.
Jordan, Texas. Oh. Well, that's the thing, too. I thought she is kind of showing where he is. I don't know if that's a secret or not. All right, let's take a look at this Quanell thing, and then we're going to check out the other video from Grizzy. And there's a couple of things that we can talk about for a bit. And we need to find out, too, tomorrow, apparently, Quanell is going to have a press conference. I think he's going to probably fire off. It's going to be interesting. And if what he's saying is true, why are police lying? To what? Keep the integrity of the investigation? I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could have at least said there were allegations of abuse, but like, why just straight out like deny? Or are they just trying to get proof? I don't know. Well, we got to talk about this other crazy shit in a second. So, Good Samaritan forgives man that stole his car and led police on a cross-country chase. I forgive you. He wants to continue to help him make it back home. Huh? All right, we'll take a look at that later.
Obviously, much younger boy. All of this just kind of went away. All right, I want to bring in somebody who really made a difference in this kid's life in terms of
Jenny's got a
get the truth back out here. Human rights activist Quanell X. Hey, Quanell, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for your role in the situation.
Thank you for having me, sir.
So, what do you believe the truth is about Rudy's situation?
Initially, when the mother first reached out to me, she said that she felt investigators were intimidating her and harassing her and that she was concerned about her son's well-being. And so when she called me, when it was time to meet with the investigators, I went in with a strict open mind, believing that maybe the mother was being harassed and law enforcement was being a little bit more insensitive. Well, come to find out, what she told me the day before was not matching up to what she was telling investigators on yesterday. When they were questioning her, she told me that the gentleman that had been seen around her house was an ex-boyfriend, but during interrogation with law enforcement, she told them in my presence that the gentleman was her nephew. But also, her family had already indicated to us there was no nephew who was ever there. So once we saw Rudy was clutching her leg. She said Rudy was unresponsive, that he was nonverbal. But when we were able to remove Rudy from her, he said, well, I want Quanell X to stay in the room with me. I said, okay, and looked at the investigator. He said, no problem, fine, it's his choice. So when we removed her, the kid opened up. Took about maybe 5 minutes, but he opened up. And one of the things that he first said that stood out to me was, I just wanted to be free. I felt like a slave. He went on to say that she told him that you now got to be my husband. I'm going to now call you daddy of the house now. And she also convinced him that law enforcement was looking for him to arrest him, that he had warrants for his arrest for running away from home, and that if they caught him, he was going to jail.
Quanell.
So she conditioned.
So everything he's already said, he's saying it again, he's double downing.
Him to believe, yes.
Conditioned him to believe, meaning just through words, or do you think that he was abused by his own mother physically?
Oh, she did a lot more than that. She gave him drugs. She provided him with mushrooms, other type of drugs. Also, he admitted those things to us in the meeting. He also said that he ran away when he finally ran away from home and stole her car and left the house. He said, I just wanted to be free. We said, why? He said, because she was making me do things that I knew was inappropriate. She was violating my boundaries. We said, what happened? He said, she was making me get in her bed at night and sleep with her. And then he asked him, say, well, anything else happen? He admitted that she would kiss him on his mouth and his lips when he was in the bed with her, and that he did not like it. And he told her that he did not like that. And sometimes he would sneak out of the bed and get on the floor, but she kept making him get in the bed. He also said to us that she kept locking him in the room for years and then letting him out when it was time to go to work with her or whenever she wanted him to run an errand for her.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Wow. And that sounds like that's not even the full thing, it sounds like. All right, let me see if they release anything else. There's a couple things we can talk about still. Press conference tomorrow, so that, I guess the saga is not Oh, we still gotta. So let's check out Grizzy first before we even get to the other stuff. Check out Grizzy. Ooh, hold on. Rudy Farias' mother, manipulative cousin says. Hold on. We got check.
Michelle,
they got the mom up
Sorry
here?
to meet you under these circumstances, but at least
his cousin talking about the mother. Okay.
Now your cousin will hopefully be able to get some help. Do you believe what Quanell X just told us, that Rudy told him that he was never missing, that the mother played a game on his head and abused him in horrible ways?
Yes, I do.
How do you explain it?
Rudy, before his disappearance, was a very shy, timid young man, little boy. He was not one to do drugs, run the streets, be out of the house, go anywhere away from home. He wouldn't lie about something like this.
What about his mom?
Janie, on the other hand, is a whole different person. She's very conniving. She's very manipulative. She tries to make people fear her. Unless you really know her, know what she's about and how she is as a person, you won't have any fear of Janie.
Help me understand something. This will be a little in the weeds for people, but I need it in my head. Rudy's father, your uncle, passed away 2014, correct?
I'm not sure what year it was, but yes, he
right around there. 2011, your other...
The uncle. I gotta pause a little bit. Shit, I don't know myself. I thought I had it here. Pull up the timeline real quick. I'm sorry. Timeline. I'm sure the chat will probably say before I get it, but okay. Older brother was 2011, and then the uncle Jerry Santana was the press conference 2017. I don't even know. Does it say it here? Oh, passed away. Yeah, April 26, 2017. So both of them to a motorcycle accident.
Other cousin, Rudy's brother, passed away in a motorcycle accident, and I am told that the brother was older and had an insurance policy that named as the beneficiary his brother. Is that true?
Yes, that's what I was told years ago, and it came out again today.
Now, it is not only unusual that someone would name a sibling as a beneficiary, but it also puts money into this situation. Do you believe money was part of this situation, and if so, how?
Most definitely. Janie has always been one to be after money.
This is Rudy's cousin, so Rudy's father is her uncle. Okay.
In any way she can get her hands on it, and she didn't care from who, for her giving her a place to live or all the men that she's been with, she wouldn't have.
Now, ordinarily, Michelle, I would be offering this opportunity to your aunt to tell her side of the story and explain any of this away. We don't know where she is. You are aware of this as well, that people don't seem to know her location, and there's even some suggestion that people should be careful because she could be armed. Are you aware of this?
I'm sorry, you cut off. It was going off and on. I didn't get the last part of it.
Yeah, earlier today, I thought it was one of the family members. I don't know if it was her. Somebody said that she got 2 guns.
Is it true that you don't know where she is right now and that there's some suggestion that she might be armed or has access to weapons?
Oh, she is armed. She has 2 guns licensed to her. She is carrying. She's always carried them. And she... my understanding is she is hiding here in Houston somewheres, where we don't know.
Can you believe there have been no charges in this case? With everything that you know and what Quanell X has said and what people in the community were saying, I mean, this is the crazy part to me, or one aspect, is that this is Houston. not like some backwoods, in the mountains where nobody's ever around. And people have been saying, no, that's Rudy. Rudy's here. He's still in the neighborhood. How did the police get it so wrong?
They're just not doing their job. They don't want to believe anything, and they're not doing what they should be doing. Janie has been hiding him and keeping him and still telling the public, telling reporters, everybody nationwide that he is missing so she can collect money from different donation fundraisers and GoFundMe accounts. The police, if they had stopped her various times, as they have said, and have questioned and asked for their names, do you not get a driver's license or an ID to prove? I mean, my understanding is you get pulled over, the officer is supposed to ask for your registration and ID and insurance. Was this not provided? Did they not ask? I mean, I don't believe that she was giving fake names and just getting away with it. I think there's more to it, and they're just not saying. They're hiding something.
Hey, thank you for watching.
It's not the full thing either. I guess they're just going to release like 100 clips and stuff. You got 100 goes 100 clips. Couple things. Let's talk about the GoFundMe thing first. Let's jump on that. We got to get on. And by the way, yeah, I have to pause sometimes. I know some people don't understand or don't know. We're supposed to try to give some commentary to protect the channel for fair use, and I even let a lot of that play. But it's just for the safety of the channel. I have to protect the channel over you wanting me just to play it. But I understand people don't understand that either. So I have to. But you can go watch News Nation too, though. You can watch it directly over there. You don't have to worry, deal with pausing. The mother of Rudy Farias profited from her son's alleged disappearance. Oh, by the way, I want to play that back to the one part. We'll go back to that. I want to play one part to the whole life insurance or that stuff. So Janie Santana filed a missing person report. We know that. March 7th, 2015. Okay. GoFundMe said that a campaign was launched in March 2015 after Farias, now 25, was declared missing by his mother. It was created by a woman named Julissa Bravo, who has ties to the family. Remain unknown. The beneficiary of the campaign was confirmed to be Santana, who pocketed $2,025 and last received a donation 8 years ago. GoFundMe has zero tolerance for misuse of our platform and cooperates with law enforcement investigations and those who are accused of wrongdoing, the spokesperson said. Our trust and safety team takes swift action 8 years later. Well, nobody knew, I guess, against those who exploit the generosity of our community, including with the outright removal of a fundraiser, banning an account for violating our terms of service, and even pursuing potential legal recourse. Following the Houston police press conference Tuesday, GoFundMe said that at the discretion of its trust and safety team, it permanently banned Santana, who received all of the funds in the campaign platform, from the platform who received all the funds in the campaign from the platform and from all future beneficiary opportunities. It's unclear whether they will pursue legal avenues for the money she collected. The link to the former campaign now contains a broken URL and cannot be found on the site. Over the past 8 years, GoFundMe reportedly received no fraud reports from law enforcement or community members related to the campaign. It received multiple alerts on Wednesday, however, guiding their latest decision. Houston police said Thursday that Farias and his mother have been reunited, even though officials confirmed that the pair provided fictitious names to police over the course of the last 8 years. Santana has been accused of severe abuse by community activist Quanell X, who relayed his concerns to detectives Wednesday. Farias made no mention of abuse or sexual otherwise during his interview with the staff sergeant, claims the police. Okay. Farias and Santana could be potentially charged for fictitious names or false report, which Harris County District Attorney's Office has declined to do at this point because the investigation is ongoing. And if you remember, the supposed fake account and Janie's got a gun. We do not have any GoFundMe accounts out there whatsoever. Do not donate to any GoFundMe account out there, please. There's never been one, nor discussion about one. Who the F set this effing GoFundMe account showing that it was my sister who set it up? You piece of ish. Don't forget that this GoFundMe can be traced back to the piece of ish who created it. Dumbass. You have to set up your bank account to set it up, and your IP's address can be found as well. The authorities will find your effing ass. You Fs are evil. You are retaining an investigator. Your asses will be caught. I promise that. How crazy is that, right? Janie's got 2 guns. You're right about that. Janie's got how crazy. You got to watch out for people like this. There's a lot of people out there like this. The perpetrators, snapping, losing it. They're the ones that did it. All right, let's take out a look at this one here. Let me put her page too in the description. I'll adjust the volume.
Since 2015.
What was it like seeing him for the first time in 8 years?
It's like I felt a great presence. I felt my mom with us. It was beautiful. Very beautiful to see him. That he's okay. He's skinny, but he's okay. It was awesome. We hugged. Until I finally let go.
And you got to give him his rosary?
Yes. No, not his rosary. I gave him a rosary that was from Jerusalem, from a holy rosary. And he put it on. I put it on.
What did he tell you? Did he tell you anything about what had happened?
I didn't care to relinquish on that. It's not a good time right now, everybody. Okay? It's not a good time. Mentality, he needs to focus on getting well. His mentality needs to get well. He's at a scared, crazy, scared moments right now. He's going to be very cautious who he talks to. I appreciate you, the press, coming over here. I appreciate whoever notified me, the address. And at first it got on into a bad start. But once again, thanks to Miss Grizzy here, my son was able to see him. I was able to see him. And all that matters is his safety. He's comfortable. He did he made the statement that he doesn't want to see his mom. He doesn't want to go back to his mom.
He just left it at that?
He just left it at that. And I did tell him we would not elaborate on nothing. He doesn't want anything to do with the media. When he's ready, he'll come forward. Right now, y'all have me, y'all have my family who y'all talked to earlier, and that's all that you need.
Are you comfortable with the environment that he's going to be in? Yeah.
For now, that's his choice, where he wants to stay. I made friends with the property, you know, they're renting, they're leasing. I did make friends with them. After I got to talk to them for a little while, they're not as bad as one thinks. Obviously, you have to have a conversation with people and analyze that while you're.
So Carly, just to jump in real quick, Carly was saying you need to clear up that Rudy Farias III was not married to Janie. He was married to another woman named Romy for 17 years. Yes, so what I'm being told, so we're talking about Rudy III, which is the father, I guess, right? The father of Rudy. He cheated on his wife with Janie. All right. That's what happened. And I guess that's how Rudy came about. Is he the stepdad or the real dad? I don't even know. There's too many Rudy. This shit is confusing me a lot. Janie's Rudy was born 9 months after the other Rudy. What? Jesus, I can't keep up with this shit. Janie Rudy was born 9 months after the other Rudy, the fourth. What? Can't with this shit.
While you're talking to see exactly what is going on. My nephew feels safe, and this is where he'll be until he decides to move forward with somebody in the family. And that somebody I really believe is going to be my son.
Are these friends? Are these friends of the family that he's staying with?
I don't think she's as much a friend with Janie Santana. And I think that happened after she finally got a hold of the view, got a view of the whole story, what really happened in reality.
After seeing Rudy, has your perception on what might have happened changed?
Explain that to me.
From what you were experiencing
okay, that's clear. Thank you, Jessica. So Rudy the fourth, the 17-year-old guy who's missing, thank you for, is the product of the father's affair. Okay, Rudy the third. Right. So the dad cheated with Janie. And that's how Rudy, the kid that went missing, came along. He had his first son named Rudy the fourth, and then Janie decided to name her son the same name. Yeah, okay, that's what Flossie was telling me. This shit is too much, man. Okay. So dad cheated with the other woman. I mean, dad cheated with Janie. He was married to somebody else. Janie's the mistress. He sleeps with her. And the kid that was missing, fake missing, not really missing, but he's the product of that cheating. Now, Rudy, the third, he also had he did have a kid. His first son was named Rudy the fourth. And so then Janie goes and copies the same ish of that kid, her son. She calls him Rudy the fourth as well. Amazing.
This morning, after the press conference yesterday, has your perception changed after meeting him and seeing him?
My perception has not changed. I still feel that he's traumatized. He's gone through a lot. And I still feel that further actions need to be taken. And me and my family will discuss that. There again, I'm not going to force.
It's two different families. It's two different families. Rudy's dad, so his father was married to another woman, and the dad cheated with Janie. So he named his first son the fourth. And so Janie just copied and called him the fourth, man. I don't know, bro.
My baby boy, my nephew, to leave right away. We're going to take baby steps, okay? He's traumatized once again. Mentality is hurting him. Obviously, what has happened in all these 8 years.
And now that you have actually seen him and been able to talk with him, do you have a message for Janie tonight?
I'm not going to talk bad about her.
What?
No matter what, she's a half-sister, what.
Slam dunk us.
Janie, if you are out there and you're listening, no matter what, we're blood, okay? Get the help that you need. Come forward and acknowledge that you need help, just like my nephew Rudy did.
Do you believe that in the last 7 years he has been sexually, mentally, and physically abused by his mother?
I'm not going to relate and recall to that, okay? Quanell X. I believe that whatever he spoke to Quanell, Rudy is not a young man that's going to lie. He wasn't raised that way, okay? I know he was manipulated into not saying things for so.
That's the thing I want to know too about the Rudys now. So because his dad. So the dad's the third. So the first and whatever that's on the dad's actual side of the family. And what the Janie just concocted a fourth out of nowhere. There is no or does. I mean, technically, the son he should really be the fifth, shouldn't he? It's not about the mother; it's about the father carrying the son's carrying the name, right? But his first son was named he's the third. His first son was named the fourth, and when he has another son with another different woman, which is the Rudy that was missing, Janie comes along and is like, you know what? No, he's the fourth, and so she names him the fourth. That shit confusing. All right.
So long, but if Rudy told Mr. X what in reality happened, everybody has to believe that story. The outcome. My gladness now, and I'm so happy, and I know my mom, rest her in peace. I know she's happy that this is all, we got to see him, you know, and my mom was never lying, never. And I'm just so happy that I got to see my nephew.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey everybody, this is Grizzy live here with the Hood News, man. We're here. I don't even know where we're at. But yeah, we're out here with the family of this is Rudy's aunt. Please keep them in your prayers, friends. Look, it was a crazy story. I don't really want to get into it too much, but I was able to talk to Rudy today. We sat down, had like a 20-minute conversation.
It goes by generation. Can anybody just name with their kid whatever they want? Can anybody just make the shit up? If you just want to say, oh yeah, my kid's the fourth, can you just put that shit in the name? You could just do that, right? Or there's some sort of law where they check your history and generation. These people these days, they concoct all kinds of shit. They make up whatever words, definitions, whatever. So like, how does that work?
Rudy is very articulate. Nothing like what happened yesterday. Like whatever you guys saw him fearful with the blanket, shivering, all those things, it was nothing like that. So it kind of tells me that his mom has manipulated that situation. Very articulate young man, very bright, very smart.
Rudy 1K.
I got a sense of his personality, and like he likes reggae music. He likes tie-dye, really laid back, good person, and very sweet. So yeah, please keep him in your prayers. We spoke for about a good 20 minutes. Then I said, hey, would you be comfortable that your family, because, you know, he's not with family right now. And I asked him, would you be comfortable with seeing one of your cousins? And he said, yeah, specific cousin. He said, yes. And so, yeah, they hugged, they talked for a while, they caught up on some things. The cousin showed him pictures and just talked and said, hey, you need anything, you want anything? You know, I'm going to give you my number. We're working on getting Rudy a phone because he no longer has his phone. Mom took it. So we're going to get him a phone. Then his aunt came and they talked. It was a slow process to getting them to talk to Rudy. And then so Rudy felt comfortable and yeah, he came out, talked to his aunt. They hugged. It was very emotional for the aunt as well. And, they're making plans. Just it's one step at a time. Because he has been away from his family for so long, these people that have him, he feels more comfortable with them. When I saw him, he was watching TV. He's curled up. He's got a blanket, just chilling. He was chilling with some dogs and just petting them. It was just really nice to see and know that he's okay. So I know a lot of people are the rumors, the social media hype, all that stuff, man. I don't really want to entertain any of that. But as it appears right now, Rudy is okay and he's safe. He's aware of the situation. He's aware of everything. He's aware of the media. He knows that this story has gone like super viral. He's aware of those things and he just wants his privacy. He wants his space. He doesn't want his mother anywhere near him. Janie, if you're watching this, he does not want you around. You better leave him alone. Because what he needs to probably do now is seek a protective order of some sort. And he just wants to heal. He just said, I need time. When I'm ready, I'll be ready to discuss things. So everything is in the, right now, what we want is to look out for his benefit and nobody else. Keep your comments respectful or you get blocked, man. I'm telling you right now, man, we ain't got time for all this.
Fine over there.
Y'all are like just, some of the stuff is out of here.
Oh, I thought Facebook is like so strict that you can't even talk over there. Like they just put you in jail, right? You can't really say much over there. They just lock you up.
Right.
I thought Facebook just moderates itself. You don't need moderators, right? I guess you kind of do sometimes, especially when you're big like her.
Somebody said, with all due respect, is there a reason we can't see his face? Because he's been a victim, dude. And we did post little glimpses of his face on some of the social media. So I mean, his face is out there. You're just not, you haven't seen it. But yeah, you got to remember he's a victim, man. Have some respect. You go through something so horrible and so crazy, you wouldn't want your face out there. You know, there's a level of respect on this stuff.
Notre Dame said, how did Grizzly get involved in this? Well, she's local out there. She has a Facebook page, a really big page, almost 600K. And she's a local Texas person. She covers the news all the time. Like she's boots on the ground. And I think I had first heard of her. I think it was with Malia Davis. And I don't know. She seemed like a really nice person back then. I mean, I haven't talked to her in a really long time, but it was just DMs. Let me see if she has any other updates. So yeah, definitely check. If you have Facebook, check out her page because she got all the thing is, and this was just crazy. We were just watching this a bit ago. Like she pulled up on Janie. She's saying that like Janie is stalking. She's in the area where Rudy's at. So I don't know if she was like trying to go visit him, trying to lure him in, pull him back in. There's a press conference tomorrow, guys, too. What's this here? Something else?
Man, I just left the house where Rudy's at, and you know I caught up because Mom was lurking. And then I see this accident scene. A lot of Hood News peeps were letting me know that there was an accident right here. There were some little ones. I think there were children that were.
She's almost, I don't want to say stringer, kind of, but like she's like, she goes to all these scenes. I don't know if she's listening to the radio or like the scanner or if there's people just reaching out to her, but she'll go and she's like in her community and stuff, which is pretty cool. So here's the post. I want to show you this too. I just made contact with Rudy. We talked and he appears alert and articulate. He states he is safe and wants to be where he is at. Rudy expressed he would like his privacy and he needs to heal. He wants nothing to do with his mother or the media and wants time to process everything, and he needs his space. Rudy is thankful for everyone's prayers and concerns. We were able to reunite him with family members, and they are making plans to seeing each other, and the family offers support with anything he needs. They will work together with the people he is staying with. Please say a prayer for the young man whose story has left everyone captivated. And so I should post some pictures here. This is with his back, I guess. I forgot. What were they saying? Bossy, the people on Facebook that recognize who that guy was. Who's that guy? Oh, let me see what she told me earlier. I forgot. There's Facebook people put on. They started tracking this guy down or something. What is that? I don't know where the hell the thing is at. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Is that the guy who was with his aunts? Yes. Well, cover blown. With his aunts where? Oh, earlier in the day. Okay. Okay. I guess earlier with the okay. Showing this picture here. I guess I don't know. Online detectives, you know, they're figuring shit out. So that's that picture there with Rudy, and then there's another one here. I wanna. So let me just download this real quick so we can take a close look. Because the other thing people were looking at on Facebook was like his trying to see the marks on his arms. They're like, where's the scars? Where's the scars at? You know, so they're looking to see, I guess. Hold on, let me see. Farias. Okay. Not that great quality when you zoom in. Oh, well, I'm blocking it. That doesn't help, right? Right. I guess you can kind of see something there. I mean, once you start zooming in and it's blurry, it's a little. You can kind of see like maybe he has something there, but like definitely here, to me, this definitely sticks out as like maybe some sort of scarring or something there on his arm. I don't know. This right here. Some people are looking at this. This is a little bit harder for me to tell, but maybe there's something right there. And this happens all the time with stories that people will zoom in to these really blurry pictures and like the blur becomes something that's really not there. But this is definitely, to me, like sticks out right there. Okay. Oh, this is the other thing too. Let's check this out. Making the case, legality surrounding Rudy Farias' case, which it would be interesting if the attorneys jumped on this or made some sort of commentary or something as far as legal stuff. Quimby, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, aunt feels Rudy is safe after speaking with his caretakers. I pray law enforcement knows who they are. Mom is full stalking in person and especially on Facebook. She has had a minimum of 10 fake profiles spreading false information. Yo, there was actually, this was from years ago though. One of the screenshots that I was sent. About the mom snapping at the family on one of the accounts. This is really short.
Awesome. The Houston Dynamo hosts the 8th. And tonight, we're taking a closer look at the legalities surrounding this case. Charles Adams joining us now live from our newsroom. Charles, given what we've learned about, this case, why would the DA not file criminal charges at this time?
Well, Caroline, initially I felt like this was the DA and HPD just asking for some additional time to investigate. But as I dove deeper, the question is, even if you assume everything that my attention-seeking opponent on Face Off is alleging.
So, okay, the other thing, too, that I meant to talk to you guys about, the volume is really loud. Some of you guys might be wondering, what is he talking about, Face Off? So, this guy, Quanell, like I said earlier in the stream, this shit goes like way back. Back to Malia Davis. A lot of people don't know about the Malia Davis stuff, but that's when I really became kind of like learning more about Texas a little bit, some of those stories, and Malia Davis and Quanell. And Quanell X, he's with like Fox 26. Today, he met up with Fox 26 first. He usually gives them the exclusives first. I think they have some sort of working thing together. I used to know a reporter with Fox 26. She's actually really, really cool. She left them. There was some issues going on. Her name is Ivory Hecker. She's actually really freaking nice. But she's doing her own thing now. She has a YouTube channel. And I think even back then she told me, she didn't tell me specifics, but they had some sort of shit where I think maybe gets paid or whatever by them or whatever. So usually you'll see he goes with Fox 26 first if he's gonna do like an interview, unless it's a press conference. And then he does like whatever other section, News Nation type of thing. But this is Ivory. She's been doing her thing. She's been grinding. She used to be with Fox. And she was actually one of the nicest people. When I covered Malia Davis, the killer was this girl's stepfather. Malia Davis, her stepfather, was the killer. The killer's father reached out to me on Gmail, and I thought it was a troll. And I almost wasn't going to talk to this guy, but like the part of me was like, let me give him the benefit of the doubt. We did this interview. It freaking blew up. I think that might have been one of my first big stories. Did this interview. All these news media were reaching out to me. Can we use it? Can we use your video? Can we interview? Blah, blah, blah. And I did KHOU interview. I don't know who else. And I mean, it was just huge. And the guy just liked me, but then there was a lot of shady shit. And this person, Ivy, she was one of the nicest people. The other people were like savages. They were just like, gimme, bye. She was actually really nice. And she was actually giving me inside information before it actually dropped. And then it was dropping. But anyway, that's when I kind of like realized that Quanell is with Fox, Houston 26. And Quanell, when you look up, let me just look it up real quick. Quanell X Face Off. I don't know. I guess he's still on there. This was from a long, long time ago. I didn't even know that show was. I don't know if it's still going or not. But he'd be on Face Off, this like show that they have, I guess. Fox Houston 26. I mean, this is all really old stuff. I don't know if he actually really does this anymore. He might. They'd have like these debates. I wonder if this is the same guy, I guess. Let me see. I don't know. Unless he lost his hair. These people lose their hair real quick. So a couple of years later, maybe he lost his hair. I think it's a different guy, though. But that's what he's referencing when he says my opponent from Face Off. So
that everything that my attention-seeking opponent on Face Off is alleging, that I don't know if it rises to the level of a crime. At 17, he's
she is, right?
Majority, he's an adult. If there was sexual contact between a mother and a son, that would be incest, and it'd be a second-degree felony for her. Right? If there was sexual contact before.
Oh wait, the volume's really low too. Let me fix that. So we were talking about that earlier today too. It's kind of like the incest thing. That is a crime.
That would also be a level of a crime. That I don't know if it rises to the level of a crime. At 17, he's reached his criminal majority. He's an adult. If there was sexual contact between a mother and a son, that would be incest, and it'd be a second-degree felony for her. Right? If there was sexual contact before, well, that would also be a crime, sexual assault of a child. But merely sleeping nude in a bed, merely making him play daddy when it doesn't specifically involve sexual acts is not going to satisfy the elements of incest. So then you possibly have a years-old false report. I don't see any evidence that she used the disappearance as a vehicle to get wealth, but clearly this is a sick.
I mean, that's kind of coming out though, because this GoFundMe thing, I got to get back to the Cuomo thing, the whole life insurance thing. This woman is a skeezer and a scammer.
Woman who has visited a lot of pain on her child, and it's a horrifying story.
It is horrifying. And over the last 24 hours, we've heard these explosive new details. They've all come to light, including, like you said, those allegations of sexual abuse and the physical state that he was found in. So could the mother face any charges here?
Well, I mean, there's possible the abuse or assault, but it sounds like he was free to leave, like he lived just under assumed identity in the neighborhood. It sounds like he wasn't held captive. It might be Stockholm syndrome, but it just sounds like this very manipulative woman in the wake of tragedy. Let's not forget, Rudy's father committed suicide after he was an HPD officer after being exposed in a scandal. His older brother was killed on a motorcycle. This is a young man.
Uncle, dead too. There's a lot of
whose life has been filled with tragedy. And I do feel like a lot of people, both in the media and the public, are piling on him, whereas clearly he's a victim. But the question, Caroline, is whether or not his victimization is a crime that can be established by HPD and Kim Ogg's office, and I don't think that it is, and I don't think we should expect any charges.
Damn.
All right, well, Charles Adams, a lot to unpack here as we continue investigating this story. It's always a pleasure having you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. That was a good little clip. Thanks, Flossie. Quinn B, thank you for the super chat, says the law enforcement presser also stated that giving a false name is punishable by law.
Well, Pasadena made history.
They did say it's punishable by law, but they said it's like a misdemeanor. So, like, what time is she really going to get with that? It's like a little slap on the wrist, you know? I wanted to look real quick, too, back at this, just the part where they talked about the insurance thing. I just feel like I kind of didn't really absorb that.
A whole lot of money. Like, she was this wealthy person, and she has always been one to be after money in any way she can get her hands on it, and she didn't care from who or how. She was going to do just that. She tried to make people believe that she had money, that she came from a whole lot of money. Like, she was this wealthy person, and she always tried to live a high class life, and she didn't have that. If it wasn't for my grandma providing for her, giving her a place to live, or all the men that she's been with, she wouldn't have.
All the men she's been with.
Now, ordinarily, Michelle, I would be offering this opportunity
I gotta go back
to your aunt to tell her side of the story and explain any of this away. We don't know where she is. You are aware of this as well, that people don't seem to know her location, and there's even some suggestion that people should be careful because she could be armed.
She didn't hear at this point.
And I didn't get the last part of it.
Is armed or has access to weapons?
Oh, she is armed. She has 2 guns licensed to her. She is carrying. She's always carried them. And she, my understanding is she is hiding here in Houston somewheres, where we don't know.
Can you believe there have been no charges in this case? With everything that you know and what Quanell X has said and what people in the community were saying, I mean, this is the crazy part to me, or one aspect, is that this is Houston. You know, not like some backwoods, you know, in the mountains where nobody's ever around.
I think I missed it here.
Her uncle passed me.
Of Janie.
Help me understand something. This will be a little in the weeds for people, but I need it in my head. Rudy's father, your uncle, passed away 2014, correct?
I'm not sure what year it was, but yes.
Right around there. 2011, your other cousin, Rudy's brother, passed away in a motorcycle accident. And I am told that the brother was older and had an insurance policy that named as the beneficiary his brother.
That is weird as shit. That really is. That really is.
True?
Yes, that's what I was told years ago, and it came out again today.
Now, it is not only unusual that someone would name a sibling as a beneficiary, but it also puts money into this situation. Do you believe money was part of this situation? And if so, how?
We just heard that already. So there's allegedly there was some sort of, so Rudy's older brother had life insurance. This is what I'm getting. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Had life insurance, right? And the beneficiary was Rudy. And so this guy the brother passed away in 2011. Charles Uristi, they call it, this is his name. This is the allegation. So I wonder if Mama was behind that. That's pretty interesting. I don't know. That's odd. Mama's love. Mama's love. Yeah. And they claim she over here stalking. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything else. I'll just scan the Facebook group. We will definitely be back tomorrow, I guess, to see what they're going to say in the press conference. This thing could die out. It could be that, I mean, the police are still investigating. And maybe it just, this Rudy goes his separate way. I don't think Mama's ever going to be done with this guy, though. Mama's not going to let go. But if they don't press charges and that's it, everybody wants to be left alone from the media and Mama. But if it's true, those things that happen, it's going to be hard he's going to need therapy. It's going to be hard to separate from somebody like that. That's all you know in your entire life. Okay, let me check the Facebook group. Oh, did you guys want to do calls or not? It's up to you. We don't have to, but it's up to you guys. I mean, I think we'll know more tomorrow once they have that press conference. People get arrested for faking cancer to get money. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at. People get arrested for faking cancer to get money donated to them. Why isn't she arrested for defrauding the public out of donations? They might be able to get her on stuff if they really want a sticker, especially now that GoFundMe came out with this statement, this public statement. Kayla, You want to do call? I'll open up the lines. If you guys call, you call. If you don't, you don't. We haven't been getting that many calls lately. So like, if we get 2 or 3 calls, or whatever, that's fine. We can. That won't take much time. If not, we just call it, and we still have a notification if there's a chase, or for tomorrow's presser, which I don't know what time that's going to be at. And going by what the family was saying today about that they don't want to go in on Jeannie and their blood and blah blah blah. Maybe they're not going to go hard tomorrow. Maybe Quanell will. I don't know. I'll call in. I'm still waiting for these people to approve my video. They denied it the other night. They said the thumbnail or something was too much. So I re-uploaded it. We'll see what happens. Whenever that video is ready that I've been working on, I will do that. All right, let me call in. Please read the super chat. Okay.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line.
What? Okay, Southern Girl, thank you for the super chat. Wasn't Julia Bravo on the documents you showed earlier as a witness and was a witness on the papers? Who's Julia Bravo? Well, when did we? I'll take a look at the papers again. Laura Wade, thank you for the super chat. Like I said in the last chat, cops lying to cover their own butt because they screwed up from day one. Oh Lord. And Quimby earlier said too, why did the cops say he's back with his mom who's lying in? They're saying he wasn't back with his mother. Let me take a look at the documents. I'll put the number out there if anybody wants to call. I think tomorrow we'll probably have more information on whatever's going on. And also follow Grizzy on Facebook. Oh, it's in reference to news. Oh, Southern. Okay, that's a good catch. Can we look back at that article? Did I close it already? I'll pull it back open. I'll open the article and then I'll open up the pictures. JD's got a gun. Newsweek. Okay, Julissa Bravo. Oh, we got callers calling in too. Oh, snap. They're lighting up the lines. Where did I download and save the pictures to? Guardian, here we go. So is the whole beneficiary thing, right? Or the witness thing. Hold on. Oh no, that's Julie Salazar. I'll check the other ones. First witness. Julie Salazar, Rosa Rodriguez, Cynthia Garcia, Julie Salazar. Rosa Rodriguez, Sandra. Okay. That was a good catch, though. That was close. Julie Salazar. That was close. That would have been another, like, dun, dun, dun. All right, let me get the calls. Okay. That was a good eye, though. All right, 228. 228, how you doing? Where you calling from?
Hi, Mississippi.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for calling.
Good. I was calling. I'm sorry.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad to listen to the show, but I was calling because you mentioned something about the Malia Davis case, and that's when I first found your channel.
Oh, really?
Was the
Can you hear me? Oh, I lost her. Call me back. I have her number here. But call back though. If you call back, oh shoot, my computer froze. Oh, okay, I'm back. Bro, I got scared for a second. I'm like, what now? The computer froze. Hold on. I saved your number here on the side. If you call back, I'll pick you back up. We got lost for some reason. All right, 303. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
Calling from where?
From Denver, Colorado.
Oh, amazing.
I'm asking, 8 years and no other family members went to this house and recognized that child as being Rudy? Something just don't sound right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's people have been asking that. About, yeah, I mean, I saw the neighbor. The neighbor was kind of snapping at the family a little bit because the neighbor said that somebody in the family came over there and asked her, well, why she didn't report it to police, and she said she didn't know he was missing, and well, why didn't you guys do it? You know, so I don't know what the situation was. That was because the mother was living there too up until I forgot what year, 2011. So mama was there too.
Well, I'm telling you, if I go to my sister's house and there's a kid that we know that's missing, and he's at that house, I'm going to question.
Right.
And I don't understand this whole story because this is worse than Letitia Stout. I'm thinking I'm watching Dorothy Lewis.
Oh shit! Somebody was telling me the other day that should get Dorothy Lewis to talk to Janie. Janie's ass.
I mean, this is crazy. I'm a mother of kids, and I'll tell you what, when mine come up missing, I sure ain't gonna hide them. I'm gonna have everybody at my house looking for them.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they say this woman stalking
It
him
really
too now.
is. It's nuts. Something don't make sense about this whole story. This whole family is kind of screwy in the head.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched your channel through the whole Letitia Stout case.
Oh, you did?
And I'm going to tell you what, that was another off-the-wall case.
Yeah, that woman crazy.
That was really crazy because being local, and I had a son. My oldest son lived like 3 doors down, and he was out looking for that child. And this woman did that.
Oh, really?
It blew us all away. Yes. It blew us all away.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I guess tomorrow we'll see in the press conference. So you believe Quanell? You think Quanell's telling the truth? I guess he's doubled down. And why the police hold him back or lying?
That's true. Somebody knew something before these 8 years came.
All right. Well, thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I like your channel, but I got to fix the notifications because I'm not getting them.
You're not getting them? Try. I don't know.
No.
You have all notifications turned on?
I have them on. I get them on my tablet, but I don't get them on my computer.
I don't know what's going on with that. A lot of people have been telling me that lately too, that it's not like working. The only thing I've heard some people say is to turn it off and turn it back on. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. Some people download Discord, but Discord for some people is kind of complicated. So, because Discord sends out the notifications all the time, whether you're on your computer, on your phone.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'll have to ask my 14-year-old how to do Discord. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, have him set you up.
Thank you for being a great host.
Of course. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Take care. Bye.
You too.
All right. And the other caller called back. So let me get this back. I'm going to get you back on there. 228.
Oh.
I lost you. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
My phone died.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay,
well.
good.
Yeah. So I was saying from the Malia Davis case, I remember Quanell he kind of got that confession from that guy, and it was kind of, I guess, slick how he did it. Do you remember? Kind of like he kind of got the confession out of the guy.
He went to jail, right? He went to prison or jail, whatever.
Yeah. Yep. And I think he said he was a lawyer or something. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, that was the whole controversy. I forgot about that. Supposedly, he was like, the allegation was he pretended to be an attorney or something. So Darian told him the location of the body, I guess, or something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be true, and that's how they found her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking with this case, I'm like, I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying about what he heard. He might have got it in some undercover way,
right?
But I think he's telling the truth about what what Rudy said.
Yeah, he's controversial and all that stuff, but I mean, he's gotten information. He got information with this case with Rudy, and Rudy seems to, for whatever reason, trust him. And I'm almost wondering, like, what this guy we watched on TV was talking about, that, like, the whole thing of, like, kissing in bed or laying in bed naked or, like, the showering stuff doesn't rise to the level for these people to press charges for, like, incest or something, I guess, you know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you really.
And another thing.
Go ahead, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Another thing with the charges being pressed, I was talking earlier about what could they possibly pin on the mother or the son, because he was of age, and I think I heard on the live that he was going by like a different name and maybe saying he was somebody else. I'm like, could they charges on him for something? Because I'm sure if he's walking around the neighborhood playing with the neighbors' kids or whatever like that, he knows, you know, he's not on some severe lockdown. He knows who he is. I'm like, could he be liable for some kind of crime for doing that? Not just the mother, but the son.
Imagine that. They charge him too and the mother or something like that. Crazy. Gangster.
Right. And last but not least, because I know you have other callers.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I want this last thing. The mother, do you think she was trying to hide him out to get the money? Because I heard you say something like his brother left him a will to Rudy. I'm like, could it be that she was trying to hide him out? I know after 5 years you can be declared like legally dead or something. I'm like, was she money hungry, like trying to get money off of him or something?
I really wonder what she was plotting, because I heard some people saying, I don't know if it's true, something about like 3 years or something, and that she would have got money or something like that, or maybe not. Hearing you say 5 years, I don't know what she was planning. I don't know what she was plotting. And even with the whole thing earlier today, we're talking about the mother, the beneficiary, the will, all this stuff. I don't know what she was plotting and planning. Doesn't seem like she was too successful, because she only got, like, I guess, according to the GoFundMe, $2,000 out of the GoFundMe. And people were talking about earlier too, we don't know if, like, she was collecting a check for the son or any kind of benefits, you know.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested. I want to know what else is going to come out about all this.
And she seems to got issues. She seems to obviously have some sort of unhealthy attachment to him, so she's going nuts. I don't know if she's afraid of him telling all the details, or she feels like she needs him too. This crazy unhealthy mom attachment where she wants him to be the husband and stuff too, and the, you know, whatever, play that role of daddy and stuff.
Yeah, this is worse than Letitia. I heard y'all saying Letitia style. This is worse, I feel like. I mean, he's alive. That's good. But the weirdness of the relationship, I don't know.
Right. Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching all the way from back then. You remember the mistress too, the killer's mistress? You remember that? I don't know if you remember that.
The killer's mistress?
And
was
Malia
that after
Davis.
The Malia?
And Malia Davis, the killer, Darian, his mistress, his side chick, reached out to me, and I became friends with her, and she was giving me like inside information. That's well, I don't want to say too much of that, but that's how I got a lot of information I did on that case too. She was actually really cool, but he had like a side piece. It was Brittany Bowens, and he had a side piece. And Brittany was upset that he was like,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the side piece. I do remember Brittany because I was wondering like she had something to do with anything, but I think she was good and she wasn't involved. But no, I don't remember the mystery.
That was a mess. That was a mess. Ooh, they were coming for her too.
It was.
Right.
Malia, she was so pretty.
Yeah.
Girl
Yeah.
ever,
Oh, she reminded me of Maddie too. It was kind of creepy because I remember one time when I was covering that story, Maddie walked by and she was like, she thought it was her for a second. That freaked me out. You know. So.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, your little daughter is cute. And
Thank
thank
you
for letting us call in and talk about this.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, take care.
Thanks.
All right.
You too.
And there's people holding, so let me get to the other people. The whole comparison thing, the only reason I can't say worse than Letitia, because Anna's dead. You know, this kid's alive, but, you know, I mean, all right, 505. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Hello, Mel.
Hi, who's this? I was like, oh, shit, I'm about to click. Who's this?
Mo.
Mo. Oh, snap, you called in. Wow.
I did.
Amazing. How you doing? What's your thoughts, man?
Good. Get ready to go. Lord.
I already know where you. Well, I don't know where you're going, but I knew you're gonna like
What
probably say
you
something.
saying?
There's not enough proof, and your team Janie and blah blah blah. So what's going on?
No, I'm not team anybody right now. I'm team there's no proof of anything. So first of all, one of the things that gets me is Quanell, when he's talking about what happened or what he heard, the way that he says it, he talks about a certain subject and then he says the next subject. So we don't know if that's the order of the conversation that came out of Rudy's mouth. You know what I mean? Like he'll say, she made me play husband and then made me sleep in the bed. Like he'll lump the two together. You know what I mean? And so did that come out in that order? Or did Quanell interpret that in that order? You know,
the
and also,
one thing about the
it's
verbiage
also,
that he uses, like when he says like the playing husband or like my boundaries are being, I just have a hard time believing he's using that verbiage. So I can only assume he's paraphrasing, but it's kind of weird. Those
right.
Yeah.
The playing husband thing to me sounds a lot like you're the man of the house now type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, could he have misinterpreted that? You know, like there's a reason why the police are saying one thing and he's saying another. And it makes me wonder if, I don't know if Quanell has something in his past that he's relating to when he's talking to this kid, or if he's just too close to this situation. Like, you know, he could be doing this for fame. I just feel like there's something that Quanell is not quite hitting on the head when it comes to the actual truth of it. And I want to hear exactly what Rudy said, not the paraphrase of what he thinks Rudy said or what he thinks happened. Okay, so the drug thing. She had him on drugs for this many years. Okay, is there a talk screen to prove this? Is there anything other than... Yeah.
How are they going to talk screen him? I mean, none of that stuff is going to be in his system right now. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know how long. I don't know how long mushroom stays in your system, but. Maybe mushrooms, you can do a hair test. You could do a hair follicle test. Maybe he would have to consent to that, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe. And also, like, if there's this many things that he's claiming, why is he not pressing charges? You know, why is, his family could even press charges.
That's true.
Somebody needs to press charges if this is actually true. And, it doesn't make sense to me that the cops, okay, when he said that they were standing next to the door and heard the mom say, did you tell them about the abuse? If you told them about the abuse, I'll kill you. No way a cop heard that and just disregarded it.
As a threat.
No freaking way.
Psilocybin, you can test, but it's a very specific test. Like, so a regular drug test, they're not testing for psilocybin. Like if you go get a drug test, you can look it up online. Psilocybin, like they have to do a very specific test. Even that one kid, I forgot his name, the black kid that like, it was a very controversial story because like they said he supposedly tripped and fell, and he literally just, it was like the water was like the level of like your feet, and his face was just in the water, and he's dead, and people thought it was foul play, but apparently some trash woman gave her kid and the other kid like, allegedly drugs and stuff. I forgot the name of the kid, and they didn't find anything. But then I think they had to do like a special test, and it takes a while for psilocybin. It's a special test. People don't normally test for that, really.
And okay, did he was only on shrooms?
I don't know. I think it was weed too. I think it was weed, which is like, I forgot the name. Somebody might know the story. It was, I don't remember what state it was in. It was a really weird story. I haven't followed back up on it.
Like, I don't see how he could be on shrooms for 8 years or even weed for 8 years and not have some kind of sign with like any kind of addiction. You know, like why is he not withdrawing? Why is he not?
Well, shrooms
like
are not.
Something wrong here.
The other stuff, maybe. I don't think shrooms are going to really withdraw though.
You also have to remember, okay, what's the pattern of behavior that we've seen so far? When he was little, he got a lot of press coverage. He got a lot of support from the bike group. And then his mom got a lot of support from the press. And then he goes missing. What comes next? Money. So now what comes after this? Money and press coverage. It seems like a lot of pattern of behavior in all these steps.
Well, that stuff, I mean, there's a lot we don't know, but like that so with the biker group, I really think that was his mother posting those posts in that biker group. But I don't know to what level he willingly did shit to the level, or she was manipulating him to be this, you have cancer, you have spinal leakage, you have this and that. I don't know. It's really, really hard to say because we just don't know him. We don't know the mother.
And I also want to know something as far as the family is concerned. You know, your son, like, you know, okay, let's say my son's around the same age that he was when he went missing. If he went missing, my family would be here. They'd be here during Christmas. They'd be here during his birthday that he was missing. They'd be here during Thanksgiving. They'd be here during holiday events. You know, it's like, where were the family for the 8 years? And, you know, his mom was there. Her mom was living with them. And, you know, she kept saying, you know, he's here, he's here, he's here. I'm sorry. If someone said he's there, like if I thought my nephew was at the house, I wouldn't just be like, what's behind this door? Oh, you don't want me to go back there? Okay. And then walk out. Like, I'm going to open the door. You know, it just doesn't make any sense.
So the guy, so somebody said Bobby Charles.
I understand that, but the aunt said that she was at the house, and the grandmother said he's there, and that was the end of that conversation. Like, it just didn't go any further than that. Sorry, I was responding to a comment.
It's okay. That Louisiana story, somebody told me Bobby Charles. Thank you for reminding me. So it was this guy's name is Quan Bobby Charles. The toxicology report seems to debunk the theory that Charles was high on hallucinogenic mushrooms at the time. That theory developed from a tip. That theory developed from a tip Charles' mom received. Oh, you're being called a Karen? From a mutual friend last known seen. And this Advocate is a very biased article, but I thought I want to pull up the actual toxicology. I don't know whatever came of this story. This was a really weird. So they found THC, and this one claims it's so weird. And I don't want to like segue too much into this right now. I know this Advocate thing is like crazy biased. I actually want to see the toxicology itself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to suggest that Bobby Charles suffered a psychotic episode and committed suicide. What? He might have a psychotic episode by drowning himself. You read it. It's 2 feet of water. Reportedly consuming drugs, including THC and psilocybin. I don't know. We'll look into this another time, but yeah.
But there is a case of Gypsy Rose and the mom who ended up dead because Gypsy Rose was, you know, pretty much her entire life was made to feel like she was at a different age. and drugs her whole life, made to think that she was allergic to sugar. I mean, there is manipulation when it comes to parents and when it comes to accepting help from the public, which could be in this situation. But on top of that, it's something's not adding up, and it doesn't sound right.
And you look at all, just to give a little people, because I already knew, I know to expect you're gonna have like a different point of view and stuff. You're looking at this stuff from like legal perspective, like legal, but most right, like proof. You're not like what's being said on Facebook or Quanell said, whatever you look at. Yeah. Why is that? You went to school for this stuff, or you're going to school for it, or what was the whole thing?
I graduated.
Huh?
I graduated.
Oh, you grad? Oh, congrats. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible person, but congrats. That's why you look at stuff like this. So I already knew that's why. I mean, it's cool and just have a different perspective. So you're not taking anybody's particular side, but you're just saying there's no proof.
No,
it could be.
I don't have anything to go on right now, to be honest. None of it makes any sense. And there's like the left, the right, the top, the down, but there's nothing to hold on to right now except for this kid's alive. Good.
So. I mean, so we got the false report, right? I mean, you do believe that he's been there, right? Like, is the neighbor's account enough for you? Like the neighbors saying he's been there the entire time. The person that, I don't know, was a boyfriend or somebody that was like saw him in the house. At least you believe like that, right?
I believe the neighbor definitely saw him. And also on top of that, I would like to know, because in the statement that the police put out, they said that that they did their investigation, and with their investigation, they found out that he was not missing for 8 years. Okay, when did they say that? Like, when did they find that out? Was it during the 8 years? Was it 2 weeks ago? Like, when was that concluded?
Right. Okay.
You know?
All right, Mo. Well, thank you so much. I feel like we'll have to, because I know I could talk to you for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but since we have other people, we'll keep it moving. But thank you for calling, though. I appreciate it.
And I promise, chat, I am not a Karen. I'm not trying to piss off. Mel and I do things very differently a lot of the times, but we always get along.
yeah, no, for sure. I that's all good. Thank you. Bye, Mo. Love you.
You're welcome.
Congrats.
Bye.
Bye. That's so horrible too. I forgot she completed and graduated. No, yeah, we always have like these conversations on the phone, and it's I always expected. I know she's gonna have some sort of different perspective or opinion, and I feel like we look at things very differently because I'm not really looking at it from a legal perspective. If you want to watch the trial, I'm not really. I can understand because I did jury duty, and I think that jury duty is a really interesting experience. I'm not gonna talk too much because I want to get these people. But jury duty is a really interesting experience because you really learn when you're sitting there. It's not based off of like how you feel or like whatever. Even though these things, like everybody has their part, even Quanell maybe has his part, the family now, which you can question why now, why not before. But everybody kind of has their part, even social media, even the Facebook groups, YouTube, like people applying pressure, giving attention to a story, you know. But when you do the jury duty too, you learn pretty quickly, like it's you know, beyond a reasonable doubt, what can be proven, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, we really don't know what's going on. I really don't think Quanell, even though he's controversial and stuff, I don't think he would just completely concoct this stuff up like that. Did he embellish? I don't know. There was somebody there in the room with him. Would he really embellish that? You know, like but then I wonder if the police are just looking at it from a legal perspective, because the whole thing when we saw this guy and he's like, well, yeah, I guess they kissed. Maybe can you even prove that shit? The kissing thing. And we don't know what else happened. The kiss scene, which is weird shit, laying in bed naked, giving mom showers or whatever, like. And then the age thing makes it difficult too. 832, how you doing? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Oh, amazing. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing good. I have a lot to say. I don't even know where to start first. First of all, I did minor in psychology, and I was a victim of a attempted rapist who became an actual rapist. And I was his only victim that wasn't in Harris County. And I saw how Harris County treated all the other women besides myself. And I also kind of want to say something before I dive into that. I also kind of want to say something too about, I was listening to one of the interviews. I think it was on your channel. I've listened to a lot of them, but since I'm minor in psychology, one of the things that caught me is there's a point where that sister of hers, or she's technically her stepsister, they had different fathers. And she literally says in front of the camera, she knows this is embarrassing. This is family drama. And she says that her stepfather, which is Janie's father, had molested her or had done something to her as a child. And I could literally see the wheels in her head when she's thinking about what Quanell says, because I also think Quanell's kind of like controversial. But the thing is, I'm kind of one of those people where I'll kind of have my opinions, but I kind of want to sit back at least within the first 72 hours and kind of see how people are acting before I start making an opinion, because it's a lot more embarrassing once you start acting like you know everything. Then you have to start retracting stuff. And most people, you know, they don't want to like admit that they're wrong. So I kind of like to sit back and I'm like, I'm keeping my eye on this person. And I just think it's interesting because you can see the wheels turning in her head when she's admitting that Janie's father did something to her as a child. I can see the wheels turning where she's like, well, did he do that to Janie? Because Quanell is basically implying incest. And so, and also if you think about it, not only did the son lose his brother and his father, but the mom lost a son and a dad. And at first I was kind of thinking, did she have to do with it? But maybe she didn't. And I mean, if she sounds like she's always been kind of mentally unstable. That's like a nice way of putting it. And because you can tell the family's not protecting her. They're protecting Rudy. And you can tell where their allegiance is. And that's kind of odd. Usually there's somebody in the family. They've had enough of her shit. They know how manipulative she is. They've said on camera she's a liar. She's manipulative. She's like Casey Anthony 2.0. You know, I mean, that's what this kind of reminds me of, at least from the mom's perspective. And I mean, and so I'm thinking, you know, the mom probably was abused by her own father, and maybe she never did anything until she lost the son, she lost the dad, and she just had a mental lapse. I mean, she still needs, in my opinion, to be prosecuted, and there needs to be some mental evaluation. If she needs mental help, she needs that too. But, you know, everyone's just kind of glossing over that. And as someone that was in psychology, like, that really struck me because, you know, and then, I mean, it just backs up everything Quanell says. And like I said, I didn't go in believing him because I kind of was like, he's kind of sketchy. But, you know, I kept an open mind. And another thing, too, is if you look at it, because what I've learned from my own personal experiences is that when you have multiple people that don't know each other and they're kind of corroborating the same facts, that's a sign that, yeah, that's probably the truth. And the neighbor, she had mentioned that he was usually on drugs when he showed up in her garage, you know, hanging out with him. And then Quanell says that. And so, but if you add what Quanell says and you compare and contrast it with what the neighbors say and what the relatives say, you're getting, they may not be able to corroborate every single thing, but there's a lot of things that are corroborated between at least two of those three parties.
Right.
And that's how I know what the truth is. It doesn't matter about some legal shit and all this other crap. It doesn't matter about my feelings. Oh, you know, like I was saying, I don't totally trust Quanell. So, you know, but the thing is, I'm not looking at it as like totally a feelings thing. And I'm not looking at it totally as like facts. Like the last person is, I need DNA evidence. I don't need all that shit. What I'm looking for is, you know, I'm looking for correlations, you know, like those weird, uncanny correlations, because the way the interviews were done and by the time things were uploaded, a lot of this stuff was kind of done. Like, there's no way that these people all just cross-reference their stories. They didn't even know each other.
Right.
So when you start having these weird coincidences, that's telling me who's telling the truth. You know, that's a big indicator. And back to kind of what happened to me, I had a stranger break into my house and he tried to rape me. And I live in a suburb of Harris County, which Harris County is like Houston HPD. And I live in the suburbs, and he was a stranger, and I was fortunate. I got out of the situation. I didn't get assaulted, but I was terrified. And when I found out later that 3 other women came forward and they alleged that the same man had tried to rape them too, and what the district attorney had done is she had laid out like a foundation of like there were so many similarities. I mean, we're totally different people. The other 3 attempted victims, they were all in Harris County. They were in HPD. Wow. And the crazy thing was HPD they didn't prosecute for any of those other 3 women. Only me. But I was in a different county. That's why I think I got what I got. And I was on the only person that, so what happened was, so these other 3 women, they just kind of ignored them and they never took it to court. And some of them, I think one of them might have been a hooker or something, but still, like, he was just going after people, because I live in a more affluent subdivision, I'm middle class, but it's a more affluent area, but like, he was just going after who he was staying with a relative at that time. So he was just kind of where whatever relative he was bounced around between, like, if he was in a nicer area, he'd go after somebody. If he was in a more ghetto area, he'd go after somebody. Like, he'd just go over who's easy target.
Right. And
he kind of had done some stalking and stuff. And so, like, the thing was, like, he got off. He wasn't convicted when I took him to trial because his attorney was a sleazeball. That's another story. And he got off on technicalities. But the thing was, like, HPD never cared about those other 3 women. They're just like, oh, well, one of them's a hooker, and just like, they just dismissed them. And, and I'm sure there's other counties around the world or around the U.S. that do the same thing, but it just makes me sick. And then what ended up happening, I tried to warn everybody, and then what ended up happening is he ended up raping 2 women in Houston, at least 2 that we know of. And I know this because all their TV reporters, every time they find out I'm connected to the case, and then they call me. But I've never gotten a call from the Harris County DA. Like, you would think if he's prosecuting that case, and I prosecuted against that person, the same perpetrator, that he would call me and want to find out what happened, or he'd want to say, hey, if we get him guilty, we want you to come to sentencing. Would you be willing to? Because I would be willing to, like, go up there and, and like, you get to say your speech and then hope that they give him a harsher sentence, but they don't. That person the DA from Harris County has never reached out to me. And also the DA in Harris County, like, a lot of people don't like that person anyways. Like, I think it's she doesn't have a very good track record. And a bunch of people are like, well, vote against her. And I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I live in Fort Bend County. I'm in the suburbs of Houston. And, but anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, like, Harris County Police Department, from my experiences, like, they didn't care about those victims. And just from my personal experiences and, just kind of what I've heard and stuff, like, they don't seem to really care about victims.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like their district attorney that they have. So, I mean, there's a lot of problems in that whole entire system. And it's not shocking to me that this is happening, but, I'm just so glad to find out tonight, like, on your show, that he's with somebody and he's safe, because, I mean, I'm really scared for this kid and I don't even know him. But, I mean, I just don't want to see any, what he's been through. I've never been through that, thank God.
Right.
But, I mean, I just can't imagine, like, I can only like, imagine to a certain extent of, like, certain things that maybe have happened to me. I can't imagine fully, but I'm just like, this poor kid. I mean, and I keep calling him kid because I think there has to be some part of him that's just kind of like mentally, and Quanell was even kind of like calling him a kid too. It's just, there has to be some part of him that's just like not all there mentally. You can't go through what he's gone through, all the deaths, and then your mom doing that to you, allegedly. And just all this shit, and you have to pretend like you're disappeared. I mean, you can't go through that kind of shit and be completely a normal 25-year-old. You can't. I mean, I try to pretend like I'm normal, and I pass myself off, and people think I'm normal. But, I mean, there's so many times, like, when what happened to me, it's just like, I just break down and cry, and I'm like, I'm not normal. I'm just doing a good job of acting. Just trying to fit into the world and pretend I'm okay. But, on the inside, I'm not as okay as I portray myself, or as okay as I pass it off, you know? Especially when you know, I go, you know, I might be doing better in my life and I might be okay, but then, you know, when I go through a really hard time, it's like not really as okay as I seem like I am. And I only imagine he's probably feeling the same way. You know, but I just wanted to say, like, Harris County has problems, like, for these people. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of Quanell, but I put my personal feelings towards him aside. And, you know, I compared what his story was with the relatives and with the neighbors. And there's a lot of things that correlate. And that's what makes me believe him. And I support him. And I'm looking forward to finding out what he has to say, because I just want this poor kid to be okay, because I believe Quanell, this poor kid's going to need so much counseling. It's not even funny. Like, I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, if your own mom does that to you, I mean, and he's only telling us about, I don't know, maybe that's as bad as it got, but what if it got worse and he's just not talking about that?
Right.
You know, he snapped at that one reporter. That makes me think that there might be more that he found out. And he's just like, look, this is bad enough.
I mean, he cried. He cried on video on TV. I mean, seemed pretty emotional. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I trust him, but it's not so much just because he cried, but it's like if you compare what he's saying to what everybody else is saying, and my personal experiences with Harris County, like, I think they're crooked. A lot of people think their district attorney's crooked. I mean, I think their whole system is crooked. And I mean, I saw how they treated the women that were attempted to be raped. And I don't know what they've done with the two that have been raped. They were raped at gunpoint. One of them was pregnant.
Is the guy locked up now?
And he's awaiting trial, because the only reason I know this, I need to call the district attorney or the detective on the case. I just want to have a normal life. So part of me is like, it was 8 years ago when it happened to me. You know, I just want to put it out of my outside. But I think after all this, I'm probably going to call in sometime this week and just like talk to them and try to find out some more information on where they are. But I get like they have a system where they call you and they let you know when that person's no longer.
Yeah.
I think it's called Vine, like victims. And you'll get phone numbers and stuff. So when anything updates change, they'll call my number until I put a pin in. And so then that's kind of how I know. So I think he's still in jail, because I think his parents don't want to spend the money, because I think they know he's guilty, but they don't want to say he's guilty. So they just kind of keep him there, you know, just, you know, because they don't want to deal with him, but, you know, but they don't want to admit he's guilty. So they just kind of like let him sit there and stuff. And so he's still kind of awaiting trial, from what I understand. But one thing the other caller was saying that I do want to touch up on is, like, I've had the reporters interview me, and they can take something and they may not understand something, or they might misinterpret my words, or they may not remember the exact words that I used. And so they'll find the words that they think are close enough, and they can say things. And it's kind of like playing that game of telephone. You whisper something in someone's ear and they whisper it in someone else's ear. And there were times when I'm sitting here watching my story on TV and I'm like frustrated, because I'm like, you're not saying anything necessarily wrong, but they're not saying it clear enough. And then I'd read the reports, I'd read all these people's comments, and it drove me nuts, because they would say all this stuff. And it's like, no, you don't understand. And I was so mad, because I wanted to clarify what I wanted to say, because somebody trying to say it from the third party, like, it doesn't always. And so when people are judging Quanell, like, you can't judge him. He's paraphrasing, like you said. He's paraphrasing. He's you know, he can't sit there, and I'm pretty sure HPD is not going to allow him to play the tapes. So all we're going to get is his paraphrasing. So you have to cut the dude some slack. He has no way around that. That's not his fault, you know. And I've been there, and it's so frustrating to have someone else tell your story for you. You know, and some reporters are better at it than others, honestly. But I mean, it's just frustrating.
Thank you so much for calling. I'm sorry, because I have other people holding, but reach out to me if you feel like that's a pretty crazy story that you've been through. And this guy is, I guess.
Yeah, maybe after I talk to the district attorney, if they're non-responsive, maybe I'll call them out on your show. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate that. And I'm sorry about what you went through. It's pretty wild.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Thanks for what you're doing for Rudy.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Bye.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks. Bye. Okay, let me take this next person they've been holding. 734. How you doing? Where you calling from?
Oh my God! Did you say 734?
Yes, you're here. We're here.
My turn. I've been so freaking waiting for
Thank
this.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
We're
so
here.
when I'm super passionate, I ramble. Okay. So
Oh.
I'm gonna try to just like calm down.
Okay.
All right. But my thoughts are the fact that the cops told the public, "Oh, Rudy's with his mom," but everybody else was like, "No, he's not."
Mhm.
It was really just to follow their narrative that he's happy with his mom. He's not. He didn't feel like all those claims or whatever about her, right? So that in itself is weird. But I also don't think that Quanell, is that his name? Quanell? Yeah, I don't think he would go out in public. Is that his name?
Quanell,
Yeah,
yeah,
twice. He went out in public twice and repeated everything twice. And he's seen Rudy since then. So I don't think Rudy would be like, yeah, I want to be around you after you just lied to the public about me. No, he's comfortable around them because obviously it's most likely the truth. And he's no longer around his mother because his mother's kissing his forehead and shit. And that whole daddy thing, like, I don't care how you word it. Maybe Rudy said dad or regardless, it's fucking, or sorry, can I cuss? Am I allowed to say that
That's
word?
all right. It's okay.
Okay, sorry. It's freaking weird.
We're here.
I have so much other shit to
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that.
I don't know the dad. No, you're good.
Stuff.
Yeah, no, that daddy stuff was weird. I mean, I can kind of see it. This woman, I've like I said, I've seen crazy, and I've dealt with crazy people like this, and I see the signs, and it's sometimes it's hard to prove things, but like I've learned to sometimes follow all these little tidbits online. This woman for sure is crazy. She's just not no little innocent woman. Oh, it was a mistake. I didn't know what happened. Like, she's nutty, like fucking crazy. Like, how many people have to say it? Scammer for sure, liar, manipulator, all kinds of shit.
She wants to like play girlfriend. She's doing the perfect freaking act of the psycho girlfriend that waits until no one's looking and she like looks at him deep in the eyes and is like, if you leave me, I'll kill you. Those are like those are horrible, but they're so good at pretending to be good people. So that in itself, is a big deal.
And I've seen these people too. A lot of these sketch people, they always have like 100 different aliases and shit.
I know. And then the fact that the family didn't see him, like, let's say I truly wouldn't be surprised if she screwed them over by stealing money from them or whatever, catfishing them for all we freaking know. So we don't even know if they're in a close relationship. So like, let's say they just come over once in a blue moon. I know when I was like in high school and I smoked weed. I don't know if I can say that on this thing, but I could sleep for freaking days downstairs in the basement. My mom would be like, "Are you alive?" But that's probably what she did with the drugging, is drugged him during the day because she knows people don't come over at night.
Yeah, the drug thing. I would like to. What drugs? I know he said mushrooms. I found weird, but like we did talk about earlier, that could be some sort of mental conditioning. I mean, we talked about earlier. We pulled up a medical article that some cultures and stuff they use that. The government used to use LSD. Also, they used to test people having syringe. I don't know if the mother really had that much foresight. And mushrooms is like something like, I don't know. That's a lot to like. It tastes nasty.
This is my thing. I have a dark sense of humor, and like with trauma, I've like find jokes out of it. So maybe not everybody's like me, but I'm thinking if my mom gave me freaking mushrooms, I'm doing so good at not saying the F word. I would be like, holy shit! Like, I want to stay by your side. Like, that's cool. Like, it's not like it's like heroin, so it's like I just don't think it's a bad thing that you gave a mushroom.
Well, it depends because people trip differently. People have different, especially with the amount of shit that this kid or guy Rudy's dealt with. Tripping on shrooms when your brother's dead, your uncle's dead, your father's dead, your mama's a psychopath. Probably not gonna have the best trips,
Well, I know, but morally, I know it's not right. But I don't know. I'm just weird, so I don't know. She's got more shit to worry about, like being daddy and stuff. So I don't know.
Well, the fact that she's over there even stalking this kid, apparently.
She wants to prove she's not psycho, just like every other freaking psycho. They act like they're innocent, and then after you leave, they're freaking chasing you down the road in your freaking car, dude. She's showing all the signs.
I noticed the crazies too. They get really offended when you call them crazy. Like regular people, they kind of laugh it all over, but the crazies, when you call them crazy, they get highly offended, and you can't even joke with them about that shit. fuck?
I actually feel kind of like offended by that comment. Just kidding. Okay, yeah. But also, my name's Carrie from Michigan.
Carrie,
I've been
amazing.
waiting for this phone call, but
Thank you so much for holding.
Yep.
So you believe Quanell, and he's double downing, but not only double downing, he's having a press conference tomorrow with the family. And I wonder what's going to happen in the press
even
conference.
if he's like overboard, I mean, being over exaggerated, like whatever. I don't think that there's any part of that still is not messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like regardless of the wording or over exaggeration, like all of this is messed up. So yeah, I mean, maybe he's not like a good person, but he's still clearly not lying completely, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he's lying either. I don't know if he embellished, but I don't think he's lying. And the thing, yeah, I don't know.
Wait, let me say this one last thing, and then I swear I'll shut the hell up. This is important to me. I do not believe that the mom and the son are in on it together, because I don't care how much you pay me. I would not want my son to tell people that, I do all the things that she did to him just to get money or like scam people. If anything, like I truly don't believe he's a scammer, but if it was a scammer, he learned from his mama and now he's playing that card too. And he's not, by himself, but they're definitely not together in this,
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for holding. I'm sorry I had you holding that long. And there's one other person I've been holding to for a long time. Any other final thoughts?
Honestly, no, I'm like super freaking nervous. I don't ever talk on the phone or like
amazing
talk to people in general. So. Okay. Well, I'll let you get to the next person.
All right. Thank you so much.
Nobody calls,
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye. Take care. Oh, she was that's cute. All right. 217. 217, how you doing? Where you calling from?
You got me?
I got you. How you doing? Thank you for holding.
Hi, yeah. This is Laura. I'm from Illinois.
From where? Oh, Illinois. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
Are you the one
it's
you've been
Laura
sending?
Wade.
Oh, I was gonna say you've been sending super chats. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support.
Hey, no, you're worth it.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, check this out. Okay.
Tell me.
From the get-go, when he supposedly went missing and everything, when something like that happens, especially with somebody that young and with all the press and the billboards and everything for how long, they initially started and stuff, FBI and everything probably was involved for a short time. If she had had any conversations with the FBI and stuff, and she made all these claims for him missing with the FBI, that's felony. Right there, she should be in jail for a felony lying to a federal agent.
I don't think they were ever involved, the FBI.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who all got, because it was 8 years ago. I couldn't remember who all got involved. But, yeah, and as far as, Rudy's story and everything, I actually believe what Quanell said that he said. I really do. Because, how he worded everything that he claimed Rudy said, from somebody else explaining your story, they're not gonna give details because it's not their story to give. They will say as much as they can to let you understand what happened. But when you're going to get into details about what kind of activity happened, that really should come from the victim.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now if it was, something that he had already actually told the police and the detectives, Quanell, everybody that was involved, then more details, I can understand would come out. But with the way it's gone down so far, that might also be why Quanell had to limit the way he was releasing the information.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how. And the reason I think there's so much up with the police and everything, because there was somebody else with the unit in there with Quanell when they were talking to the kid.
Right.
So how they can go back and say he didn't say anything to any of them, come on now. And if they would have followed up with this stuff, and when this all started 8 years ago, normally if a kid goes missing, You know, and now allegedly it was not drug traffickers, sex traffickers. Come on now, you can't tell me if she claimed sex traffickers took him, he was stopping a little girl from getting taken. That wouldn't call for FBI because now you're talking about sex trafficking. And if they were suggesting that would happen, then they would be looking deeper into it because that's
you're talking about the girl?
Serious thing.
That little girl story?
Yeah, because that's how she originally said that he went missing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But when they originally happened, you would think that more would got involved because, you know, that's a serious, they don't mess with stuff like that. And as far as his injuries and stuff, his scars and everything, I was kind of thinking because he stole his mom's car and wrecked it. Could some of them scars and stuff be from him wrecking that car?
Shit, could be. Could be.
I know because we don't know exactly what kind of stages they were in. But I know they said that there were many, so they could have been in different levels of healing and stuff. But it's just weird. I mean, it's not weird, but just frustrating that they would just let her go. Because there are, you know, if they really thought back to when the case originally started, there are many things that could have warranted her at least being held while they further investigated it and stuff. But for now, she's out there. Yeah, she's still around stalking her son and everything because she don't want him to talk because what he's saying, I believe, is true. So she's stalking him because she's going to do all she can to keep him from talking. She's waiting to get to him is what she's doing.
Well, they're going to do this press conference tomorrow. And Quanell just made a post.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get more information.
I think they're saying 5 p.m. Central tomorrow.
Okay, good. That's my time.
So that'll be 6 p.m. our time. 5 p.m. your time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He made a post too, kind of saying some things. I'm gonna try to send to Twitter, please.
I got you on Twitter and everything, so I get all your notices, so I won't miss it.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah, he said 5 p.m. tomorrow Central. Brothers and sisters, if you would like to see the interview with Chris Cuomo on News Nation about Rudy Farias, we will have a press conference tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Put us to the real.
Cool. Yeah, because it's going to be interesting. I hope they don't let this just die off into the background because this just ain't right.
I think he's going to snap. Quanell. Let me see Facebook.
Oh yeah, he don't hold back when he's had enough, especially when he knows he's fighting for something right.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's just because, because Reader Digest information here. I've actually was molested from a family member when I was younger, raped a couple times in high school, and then kept as a sex slave when I was in my 20s. So I've been through a lot of it. So when I see cases like this, it gets really frustrating that they kind of throw it to the wayside. You know what I mean? They don't dig into it because it's like, you know, you got to at least take it serious. You know, that's why a lot of people that do things like that get away with it because, like the last call was saying, they don't take it serious. So, but I love you. Love your program.
Thank you so much.
Follow you everywhere.
Thank you for watching me. Thank you for the support.
Give hugs to your little one. She's adorable.
Thank you.
Oh, don't worry about it. I've outgrown it now. I don't let it hold me down. I'm strong. But I will let you go because I know you still probably have a lot of callers.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks. Take care. Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Laura. That was a nice call. Thank you. She has been supporting. Appreciate that. I was a little distracted because this thing popped up. Because we've been waiting for this till tomorrow. It's gonna be the press conference. Somebody asked about the cough too. I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow early.
witness. Listen to me good. Is Allah is my witness. I asked them 3 times, is there anything that I should not go out there and say to the media that would jeopardize your investigation? Because I don't want to do that. They said no. Oh! Listen to me good.
I don't. You really think he's making this shit up?
Is Allah is my witness. I asked them 3 times, is there anything that I should not go out there and say to the media that would jeopardize your investigation? Because I don't want to do that. They said no.
Wow. Did we watch this? We watched this on.
And where Rudy is now staying, and with a shocking interview that you'll see only on Fox. Matthew.
Sorry, Caroline, we don't want to name where we are tonight just to keep Rudy safe, but he is apart from his mom. Now, today, police contradicted what local activist Quanell X said yesterday, and tonight he's responding in an interview you'll see only on Fox.
Every word I said came directly out of Rudy's mouth.
In a dramatic exclusive Fox 26 interview, Houston activist Quanell X not backing down from what he says Rudy Farias told detectives.
He said she would make me sleep in the bed with her, and I did not want to sleep in the bed with her. He said, and she told me that I had to be her husband now.
Based on Rudy's interview, there were no reports of sexual abuse reported.
Houston police Thursday confirming Rudy returned home shortly after being reported missing 8 years ago. What happened those 8 years and the relationship between Rudy and his mother, still a mystery.
I interviewed him, and no, there was no... I'm trained to listen for probable cause. I'm trained to listen for statements that can help me get charges or move forward with the case. And no, there was no statements made during this investigation so far.
That detective heard the facts. Now, why he's saying that, I don't know. But he heard the same exact thing I heard.
Cops gonna be feeling the pressure, man.
We were outside Wednesday as hotel staff pushed us back. Quanell says he showed Rudy his car to build trust. Then the two went back inside to meet with police. Rudy, are you doing all right? The mood from hotel staff quickly changed. I was allowed inside, and without cameras, I met exclusively with Rudy's mom about what she described as her son's miraculous story of survival after 8 years missing. She didn't think he was up to speaking with police, that he had been through a lot. And then she left the room.
When she rushed from you, she rushed and barged her way in the room. She starts badgering him about, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? If you tell him about what I did, if you tell him about the abuse, I'll kill myself. That's what she said, and several of us standing at the door heard her say it to him.
That's just wild, 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 wild. Wow.
Marched her way in the room. She starts badgering him about, what did you tell him? What did you tell him? If you tell him about what I did, if you tell him about the abuse, I'll kill myself. That's what she said.
I mean, and if this woman really is stalking Rudy, popping up at maybe it kind of coincides. It's crazy rich. Rolling up, following him around. The line, I was about to wrap it up. There is one person holding, I think. So I'm going to take this person, but don't put the line anymore. I think we did enough already. It's 12 a.m. over here. Oh, I'm going to set the stream up for tomorrow, too.
Several of us standing at the door heard her say it to him.
I felt the great presence. I felt my mom with us. It was beautiful.
Rudy's aunt, Pauline Sanchez, hugging Rudy Thursday for the first time since 2015.
He's okay.
The 25-year-old now staying with friends instead of his mom. Has your perception changed after meeting him and seeing him today?
My perception has not changed. I still feel that he's traumatized.
Wow.
He's gone through a lot. And I still feel that further actions need to be taken.
Missing
years.
Okay, last call here. 425. 425. How you doing?
Hey Mel, what's up?
Hi, who's this? Welcome. Thanks for calling.
Last Ronin in the chat.
Last Ronin. What's up, man?
Not much. I just wanted to call in, just real quick because I know it's late for you, dog. And
It's all good. Go ahead.
I think the biggest thing is what's going on with the cops. The whole family thing feels like a giant Jerry Springer episode. But what's going on with the cops? The connection with the dead, I believe it was the dead husband, ex-husband.
Well,
Over us.
the father, Rudy, I guess they apparently weren't married. He cheated on his wife with Rudy's mother. But yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah. People are kind of looking at that too, the cop thing. Because they asked him to, the reporter
But I mean,
earlier today was like, do you know him? Do you know him? They didn't answer. He was like walking away. They were asking the chief, you know, the father that's dead.
right. But I mean, you call in, say your son is missing and been missing for years, and you're legitimately obstructing an investigation. How is that not a obstruction of justice? And then the allegation of incest. That's what a Quanell guy is saying.
Right.
I don't know. I think the cops are the key to this whole thing.
So you don't think Quanell's
family
making it up?
did.
You think he's lying? Quanell's making it up?
Well, okay. So this is gonna be maybe a hot take, but Quanell sort of gives me Ben Crump vibes.
Oh shit!
He gets, like when it goes off, like he's there. So he may be the guy for that area.
That's what I was thinking earlier.
A quote unquote activist.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to see that full interview. I think what you said it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow 5:30. Oh, sorry. What the hell am I saying? It's 5 Central, which is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. So I'm gonna go live at 6:30. Oh, my bad. Your volume was low too. They couldn't hear you. I didn't realize the volume, because every person that calls in, the volume is different for some reason. So I have to like adjust.
Right. Well, I'm using Bluetooth headphones. That's probably why.
Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, I'll go live at 6 or 5:30 Eastern, which is 4:30.
Yeah. He just.
Or 5:30 Central. I don't know what the fuck anymore.
He just gives me that Ben Crump vibe, and I maybe he's a good guy. He maybe.
He has a very controversial history. People have said they've been scammed by him. They've said all kinds of stuff. It's very.
They throw out that anti-Jew thing, like I've seen all that. But I don't know, just the whole obstruction of justice thing, like the disrupting investigations. It's like if someone says, "Hey, there may have been some incest thing going on," and the cops are just like, "Don't look over here, look over there."
Flossie said that one of her deceased husbands, not Rudy the dirty cop, there was another guy that she was with that was a cop also in Harris County, and she said she's a badge bunny. Oh shit, she like the cops. maybe there's something there.
Wife thing.
Yeah, maybe there's something there.
And then I'll let you go. But one last thing, Carly in the chat brought up something really interesting when you were looking at the boy's arms, like it was like bruises or this or that. Carly had brought up on the right arm, because I thought it was a burn, but Carly brought up that it looked like track marks. And
oh no, y'all trying to get me canceled and shit.
Really does.
Well, you never know.
No,
you don't know. You can say
maybe he runs track. You never know. Just falling down, running track. Got the track mark on his arm.
Well, maybe they could say Mama was doing it. When Mama was giving the tracks. Let me see, on the right arm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks a little bit like that, and of course, it's not going to be him. It's going to be her. I think this kid is like MK Ultra. They keep saying mushrooms, but it sounds more like LSD. Like that he's just been brainwashed, and maybe he's the whole quote unquote nonverbal because he may be mush by now. I mean, it's been 8 years.
It's been, yeah.
It's been 8 years of him being drugged and drugged and drugged. If this is all true. So if you look, like right at the almost the top of the screen, it's just I thought it was a burn. And typically, you know, they put the poker usually on the right arm, right around the inner elbow area. I don't know. So props to Carly. She pointed that out. I thought it was a really interesting observation.
Carly put on timeout. Amazing. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Well, thank you, man.
You have the greatest
you,
chat ever. You have a great Discord. Love everyone in there.
Yeah, I appreciate your support, man. I see you on Discord all the time and on the chat too, man. So thank you.
Yeah. What's up, buddy?
And we had a guy call in too, which for a change, which is nice too. So thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a great night.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers. All right, that was Ronan. Thank you so much for the call. Y'all tripping, man. They're trying to cancel me. You guys have never heard of Marks before? Or Tracks? Tracks? Tracks usually look pretty worse, though. Very discernible. I don't know about this. Lord almighty. So, I set the stream up for tomorrow. It's too late to call Mama now, but I'm going to call her in the morning and see if she'll take Maddie out. I'm going to see if I take myself. Hopefully if I wake up at a decent time, maybe I just go to the urgent care and just get looked at real quick. Maybe they give me a prescription for something. So I set up the stream for tomorrow, which will be 5:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 4:30 p.m. Central, 30 minutes before the actual presser. And we'll see what happens. And I don't know what's going on with the chases. It seems like the chases are dead. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not gonna read the story. I think we're good for today. He needed intense rehab. Oh, Lord, Carly. Maybe that's what the mama did. Maybe it goes to that extreme. Who knows? Marathon arm swing competitions. Damn, bro. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you for the call-ins and everybody writing out. Ace SCH 0630. Thank you so much for the 20 months. Holy crap. This kiss is crazy. Totally invested on how this will turn out. Got the boys in a safe place. Keep up the great work, Mel. Thank you. Quimby. I got that already too. Okay, we're good. I guess we'll see, man. Wow, the story really kind of blew up. Pretty crazy. But yeah, have a good night, guys. I'm gonna forward you guys to the next stream for tomorrow and just hit notify me in case I somehow use up the notifications for tomorrow. You'll still get a notification. Just hit notify me. And yeah, have a good night. Take care. Peace. Bye. Adios. Bloop, 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 bloop. We've been on a lot today, right? Feels like we've been on a lot today. Bye. Thanks, Hannah. Thank you.